Hello, Brother Virtus here. This channel is going to be about my journey as a young man seeking virtue in a world that seems to have forgotten about it. It's aimed at tracking my progress and documenting the big milestones along the way, as well as hopefully helping other young men go their own way and become better versions of themselves. My journey really started a few months ago. There were two main events that led to it. It all started when I decided to break up with my girlfriend. It was a hard step because everything seemed to be going well and I had no reason to complain about her. But I still had the feeling that she was progressively taking more and more space in my life, and I started missing being single and having time for myself. Even if we were seemingly a happy couple, deep down I felt stuck and lacking motivation. I was slowly declining and stopping all the things I enjoyed doing in order to be closer and closer to what she wanted me to be. That is, the perfect boyfriend. I quickly realized I had other things to achieve first, like knowing who I truly am and acquiring more self control and virtue as a man. Going out of college was another important factor in my evolution. In fact, back in college, I was your typical student, an average lefty kind of guy. But as soon as I went out in the real world, I started questioning my preconceived ideas about the so called ideal world. Jordan Peterson was a big eye opener for me, and he kind of introduced me to conservatism. I also started gathering more information on new masculinity, the red pill philosophy, and the MGTOW movement, mainly through YouTube and MGTOW.com. I also watched the Red Pill documentary by KCJ and got more and more convinced that the red pill was an important step to take in order to become a more complete and happier man in a society where women have been getting more and more rights and even privileges, mainly in the legal system. I thought about going MGTOW for a while, but then realized that becoming part of a greater movement was actually in contradiction with the idea of going my own way. So I stopped trying to fit into any model and I started to really go my own way outside of MGTOW itself. In fact, lots of red pill and MGTOW concepts, though interesting, lead to extremes when they are voiced by a community. But when you think about them without any influence from other MGTOWs, they truly start to make sense and you can then really go your own way. I'm thinking mainly about MGTOW YouTube channels that, though very interesting, are encouraging a lot of young MGTOWs to transform red pill philosophy into a mainstream extremist ideology that is pretty much the equivalent of feminism for men. Just look at some of the comments on their videos. Lots of them are very hateful towards women. Of course, women are to blame for several things that went wrong in our society, but if we really want to get out of sexism, wishing to have them be eradicated from Earth is not how you really face the problem in my point of view. I'll talk more about that on another video. A few words now about the way I see things overall. My philosophy revolves around three core values that are very much inspired by Plato's philosophy of the good, the true, and the beautiful. For me, the good is everything that concerns wisdom, discipline of the mind, body, and soul. It's every effort to be a more virtuous man. The true is different. It's any attempt to see reality as it really is. It's a realistic, pragmatic view of the world, human nature, etc. It's also the contemplation and meditation on those realities, and the global elevation of the mind. Last but not least, the beautiful is everything that serves no purpose but to be a poetic gesture, done without interest or external intention whatsoever, just an aesthetic action. My way of achieving the beautiful in my life is to be as much a given person as I can. It's to share the knowledge I have, be it through this channel or other means like mentoring. But my main goal is without a doubt the first value, virtue, the good, hence the name of this channel, Brother Virtus. For me, virtue is the essential focus, because it is the source of all true manhood. It is the only way to live a flourishing life as a man in this feminist world. I'll talk more about it in other videos. Topics I plan to cover on this channel also include the dynamics of male-female relationships, your basic Red Pill 101 training if you will, virtue and its relationship to responsibility and manliness, how to develop a realistic vision of life, the notion of idiosyncrasy is going to be big here, and the monk lifestyle, among other topics. So feel free to subscribe and comment. More content coming soon. Thanks for watching and keep evolving, brothers.